Hi, good evening, and welcome to Hop at Home on this beautiful Tuesday evening. Thank you for joining us. I am positive that you won't be disappointed. It's my great pleasure to welcome you here to the living room concert of Rabbit Rabbit Radio. They are the duo of Carla Kihlstedt and Matthias Bossi. They are two of the most creative, innovative, and truly courageous artists that I know of. I'm really excited, and so I think without further ado, let's turn it over to Rabbit Rabbit Radio. Enjoy.
Good evening. Hey, Carla. Oh, hey, Sheldon.
Hi.
How's it going?
Sheldon has a little song he'd like to sing for you now.
Wait, really?
Well, it's more like
Oh my
a
God,
skill
what is
he's been
this
building
machine?
in quarantine time. Ready?
Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone.
So this is how we do things now.
From our living room, I guess. We're really thrilled to have an unannounceable, uncountable number of you with us tonight here in our living room. We're going to play some old songs, some new
All
songs.
on the omnichord and this one bell. We've been distilling our songs for you.
That's true.
We're here to share our newly distilled repertoire.
Yes. In the age of prohibition.
Well, actually, we had thought about writing a whole new set, which just seemed so infinitely possible here. Because what else are we gonna do? Well, it's a little bit different with kids. Because in fact, there's almost no time to do anything with kids except cook for them, listen to them complain about what you cook for them again, and then finally have them cook for themselves and then clean it all up. So, but I did go this morning and write a new song.
It's true.
And made Matthias learn it.
Matthias.
Matthias.
Yes, here in the age of quarantine, I have transcended my birth name, and I am now known as the Messiah.
We can feel you with us. We can't see you. We can just see ourselves. It's like staring into a mirror, like a one-way mirror. But we really can feel you.
Yeah, it's true.
We're really, really, really happy.
Anyway, we're going to kick things off with a very obtuse, elusive ditty in 916. Written in the year 916.
This is what happens when, I think one of the things that we've all been dealing with is getting closer to the deeper, stranger recesses of our own minds, which is when you realize that we all kind of keep each other sane. And when there aren't as many of us to keep each other sane, then the little insanities come out in different ways. So here's a particular little insanity.
This is reminiscent of one of the earliest ever Rabbit Rabbit Radio songs called Tanz ufen Babyhus, which is in Swiss German dialect that was written in a vegan retreat in Canton Zurich. And we're not vegans, but we were surrounded by vegans.
Okay, wish us luck. We'll just call this quarantine dance number 1.
Yeah, we did.
Dude!
There's maybe a little moment where I sort of fell off the 7 train, but I mean, no one's listening. It's just you and me in our living room
Well,
here in Woods Hole,
not quite
Massachusetts.
True.
Yeah. Oh, look at. Oh, Amicon is here. Yeah.
Omicron is here. You know, we just kind of figured that we'd at least have a representation of all you. We even have this guy.
Super Meat Boy.
All right.
This next song was written by myself and our former bandmate Nils Frykdahl. The circumstances under which we wrote this song were odd, but compelling in their own right. Nils played sort of this homeless Santa Claus figure in a play that I was in with him, and I was Jim Jones, basically a cult leader. I was a preacher, an evangelical preacher who was known less for his fire and brimstone, but more for his silences. People were drawn to that. Couldn't be further from the truth in real life, as my wife can attest to, and my children, and all of my closest friends. The only person who talks more than me is my brother. I hope you're watching, Nathaniel. In any case, this is a song called Nothing to Say.
This version of the song is featuring a newly acquired instrument, which some of you may know, called a marxophone.
Yeah, baby.
Thank you, Mark Orton, for sending it to me in the mail. It's the best thing that's come in the mail in quarantine, maybe ever, to anyone.
Let's get Mark Orton on the phone, yeah, baby. Let's get Mark Orton on the phone. This one's for you, Mark, and also for you, Nils. Thinking of all our friends from God knows where you all are. Mark, I think you're in Portland. I'm trying to reach through the airwaves to you. Nils, you're somewhere in Cotati, California with your 3 little girls and your wife, Dawn. Anyway, love you all. Here's a song called Nothing to Say. The bristlecone pine has nothing to say. The blackberry vine has nothing to say. The carpenter ant has nothing to say. The wintergrass plant has nothing to say. The rainbow smelt has nothing to say. Orion's belt has nothing to say. The earthworm cocoon has nothing to say. The man in the moon has nothing to say. Nothing to say. The freshwater lake has nothing to say. The vinegar fly has nothing to say. The sun in the sky has nothing. say. I love that instrument.
I do too. Goodness, I'm not sure it's quite meant to be played as a solo kind of instrument. It's a little more of a support vehicle, but you know,
Yeah, but
you
you
gotta
just
give the pace car some.
yeah, but you just resuscitated that song with your support vehicle
There you
instrument.
go.
Like we were stranded on the side of the road with nowhere to go in that little
It's
D7
true.
moment.
And 7 miles an hour is faster than no miles an hour.
Yeah, it's like a lawnmower or a golf cart
Yeah.
of music. It's going to get the job done. In any case,
So,
congratulations, Carla.
oh, thanks. That was my Marks and Fun debut, guys. It really was. Can you feel the palpable excitement? So I want to talk for a minute about this crazy thing that we're all experiencing. Not just the fact of it, but the fact that there is now before this and after this moment in our lives for everyone. And it's one of these things that's something you thought you knew what it meant, like for example a song that you wrote, now means something different than it did when you wrote it. So now I'll switch to first person because it's me I'm talking about and I was the one who did the writing.
Go, switch.
So here we go. This next song we wrote a long time ago. It's called The Curious One. In fact, it might be our first Rabbit Radio song.
Oh, there's some deeply buried songs like Tanz Ufum Baby
Oh, you are right about
that
that.
people don't even know about.
You are right.
No, I think Morning Song was one of our first ever songs.
Oh,
Yeah.
Curious Ones. Well, anyway, we'll
It-
save our.
It's a
See,
chestnut.
this is the thing. You're not here to like say, guys, cut the marital discussion. No, shut up. If you can heckle, I mean, I'm gonna check over and see if anyone's heckling us. Right now, is anyone heckling us? All right. Oh, I gotta turn that sound down, or else we're
Is
gonna have
anyone
big problems.
Heckling us.
Yeah, there we go.
Is anyone heckling us?
So, this song is about reinventing yourself. It's about having the courage to reinvent yourself, which, as we know, is terrifying. And it was more about specific people, more about just coming to a place in your life where you're ready to shed some of the personalities you have been, or ready to shed even some of the ways you frame yourself in life. And that's a really scary thing. And I think we're dealing with that in a cultural way. I hope, you might notice this lovely flag created by our 6-year-old Vigo Bossi in the yard this afternoon. We like to think of it as maybe a new direction for the way that we can reinvent ourselves. Now all of a sudden the skies are blue and the air is quiet, and a fox actually ran right over Matthias's feet today in the yard. Maybe a coyote? What was it? Coyote? I think it was a coyote actually.
It was a mangy, skinny thing.
It was
There
a
is
mangy, skinny
there
one.
is a gray area, so to speak. Those
There's coy wolves and then there's
foxes,
kyoxes.
coccyxes.
So this is a song now it is in the hopes that Oh Tallulah is the curious one. I shouldn't watch the comments because then I'm going to get distracted. So now it's really, I sing it now in honor of the people who are in fact using their resources and their creativity and their facility with life and their resourcefulness and their flexibility to actually change the way we've been doing things and change the way we think about who we are and how to make our world better. Now, before I go dark on you, let's just sing the song. The Curious One. I know you by feel. You disappear with daylight and open eyes, like breath on the wind
Everybody falls prey to this shrinking day. Everybody falls prey to this shrinking day.
It's days since you've come around. I set an empty place for you. The shadow of my joy sweeps across the floor once more, and the room's on fire.
Everybody falls prey to this shrinking day. Everybody falls prey to this shrinking day.
Room for becoming, you know, this won't last. The ghosts at your table, they shine and then collapse. Let go of the people that you've amassed to make room for the curious one. Make room for the curious one. Make room for becoming, you know, this won't last. The ghosts at your table, they shine and then collapse. Let go of the people that you've amassed to make room for the curious one. Make room for the curious one. Make room for the curious.
Yes, some unexpected E world.
A little unexpected E.
Yeah, I went to the unexpected E.
You totally did.
Anyway.
I like it. I like it.
Oh, thanks, Carla.
I like it.
you know, sometimes you just have to. Are there some
I'm
comments?
just looking at like people I love. Your names are here.
Ah,
Your names
tell me
are
about the
here.
people you love.
Oh, well,
Tell me about the people you
Fred
love.
Hudson, we got, oh gosh, Mark Chiazza. Hi, Mark.
Mark,
Dude, you got it and recovered.
you got the Ronies and now you're feeling better, man. We love you very much, Mark. You've been on our mind. The weather's getting warmer. The swims are starting to happen, and that Mark DiChiazza loves to swim.
He does.
Jellyfish be damned.
Ooh, we had some swim adventures here. Oh, Caitlin, our as of the moment outdoor social distancing babysitter.
Caitlin Falk,
Thank you.
Champlain, Alabama.
Champagne,
Alabama. Champaign, Urbana. What?
Vigo's kindergarten teacher, Miss Payne,
Oh,
is here.
Miss Payne.
Yes, well, Mari Abig, I could just go on.
Yeah.
This is good for us. Thank you, guys. Yeah. I'm gonna go on before I start crying. Tears come easily. Does anyone notice that? I'm not alone, am I? Please don't tell me I'm alone. We're gonna sing about 1, 2, 3 more songs. 1, 2, 3 more songs. This is another oldie but goodie. It's called Hush, Hush. It also means something very different than what it did when I wrote it. It's in part about the weird, poisonous, circuitous, ingrown fingernails of being in this closed space with people for too long. Imagine that. Had I only known how extreme that could get. Here we are.
You would have what?
I would have written it. I don't know. I can't use it. This also is a tribute to Nils Frichdal and his ability to play every scale, every tone of a scale in one chord.
Call them scords.
Call them scords.
Hey, we might as well announce now that there is going to be the 10-year reunion of Sleepy Time in the spring of 2021, if concerts are ever allowed again. We've been talking with the band, so sleep is wrong.
Dude, maybe we'll just do it like this somewhere.
Yeah, with lamps.
We'll do it one way or another.
We'll do it with lamps.
We'll do it one way or another.
Anyway, Hush Hush. A
Hush,
classic.
Hush. A classic. Here we go.
Also features some of our favorite chords. D, B minor. It's got a lot of B minor tonight. And a lot of B minor that like oozes down to B flat major. We're kind of like smeary. We're like a peanut butter and Nutella sandwich of quarantine. Okay.
All right. I have to remember not to play it too fast. Oh God, hold on one second. This is something I haven't done in 9 weeks.
Sneezed?
All right, so I think those notes might be there. Let's just see. Blow off a little rust. Maybe I have done it. Maybe I've just been doing that with my kids and just not in the context
but
of
just in the
music.
context
I
of
just-
yelling?
Yeah, exactly. See, it gets a little too familiar. One of those moments. That's one of those scored moments. If you miss the one,
Yeah.
the whole thing goes.
All for one, all for naught. It's all good.
You like totally had my back though.
Oh yeah,
So,
obvio. It's just the two of us.
I know, right?
If I left the room, you'd just be having a little Sprechstimme moment, and that would be awkward.
Oh, Paul Murrell, jeez, names. I need to not look
Is that the
here.
world famous celebrity chef,
Yeah.
Paul Murrell?
Yeah, you went to college with him. Yeah.
Cool.
I didn't.
Man, I love your proprietary spice blend, Paul. Anyway.
So, before we get carried away, I think we already have.
Yeah.
Bring us home. We have 2 more songs. I want to, again, just come back to people that are actually really using this moment that feels so very helpless to actually help people. And there's so many of them. We have decided to be useful in ways besides keeping our children alive when we're not trying to kill them. To take some of the support that you guys have shown us through our Rabbit Radio subscription, through Bandcamp. A handful of you actually have been super supportive for us for a bunch of years and subscribed at the level, I think it's $25 a month, which has been super useful for us. Literally buys us groceries sometimes and helps us find time to write songs. And but for the next 5 months, we're taking all of the money from those subscriptions that come in. It's about $350 a month so far. And we're sending it to a COVID relief fund started by Nicholas Kristof, who is a wonderful journalist and political commentary, and who writes for the New York Times, really wonderful, wonderful writer. And he has the Kristof COVID Relief Fund, and he's got 5 organizations that he is pointing his readers towards, that all help different communities that are really hit hard by this. We're fine. You know what I mean? I'm making, if you can say you're on the sourdough bread train, you're basically fine, right? I mean, we're range. We're totally fine. There are a lot of people who are not this. So if you are interested, you can go to his relief fund. I can't remember what it is, but you can find it if you search for Kristof C19, COVID-19. I wrote it down here, but then it's, my eyes are failing me, and that's, I'm gonna bend down. Right, this is my living room, right? I can do whatever I want. C19 Impact Initiative, Nick Kristof's C19 Impact Initiative. This month we were able to send $350 to Catalyst Kitchens. Next month it's gonna be the International Rescue Committee. After that there's 3 more institutions, the Johns Hopkins Center for American Indian Health, Save the Children Fund, and Water for People. Who doesn't want water for people? He's vetted these organizations and they're great. So you can either go directly to that fund if you're interested in helping out, or if you also want a homemade postcard from us every month, you can do it through us at Rabbit Radio on Bandcamp. So
I'd like to dedicate this next song to Hank Nesky and to Rand Blake, to Scott Sandvik, and all graduates of the New England Conservatory, especially those who were put through the ringer of the long-term melodic memory class of the early 2000s. I'd also like to dedicate this song to Stevie, whose 70th birthday was last week, I believe. So, thanks for coming to our living room tonight.
this song features a submarine sandwich made of metal.
That's so true.
People hand in hand, have I lived to see the milk and honey land, where hate's a dream and love forever stands? Was this a vision in my mind? The law was turn to brown. When autumn comes around, I know just what I say. Today's not yesterday, and all things have an ending. But what I'd like to know is, could a place like this exist so beautiful? Or do we have to find our wings and fly away to the vision in our mind? I'm not one who makes believe. I know the leaves are green. They only turn to brown when autumn comes around. I know just what I say. Today's not yesterday, and all things have an ending. But what I'd like to know is, could a place like this exist so beautiful? Or do we have to find our wings and fly away to the vision in our mind?
Oh, I think I'm gonna pass out. It's a bass harmonica.
It is. Basically, we had to do some surgery on that thing. Someone sat on it in a closet, it looks like. Yeah. We have one more song for you folks. Thank you so much. Thanks to Dartmouth and The Hop for hosting us remotely here.
I just want to point out that I really shouldn't because it's such a bad pun, but Rabbit Radio, hop at home.
Destiny.
Thank you. Actually, the folks at the Hopkins Center have been really, really lovely, helping us set up our thing remotely. It's like kind of like someone trying to give you a haircut online remotely. And they were very patient with us. It's a wonderful organization, and we're super happy to be here. Tom Law.
Tom
Hi.
Law.
Yeah.
Formerly of Columbia, South Carolina, now of the Hudson Valley. You are the man. I hope you are living your best life with Susan right now. I know you are. That is a man who more than one time, more than 10 times, more than 50 times would happily welcome us at 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning after a gig with a steaming hot pot of chili, stay up till the sun came up. You know, we were filthy. We were filthy human beings just crashing into his beautiful
house.
house.
Was really nice.
Man, yeah.
It's always
Anyway.
we didn't leave it nicer than we found it. Let's say that.
Tom, love you, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, I don't play violin on this one, I don't think.
Thanks for coming out.
Um,
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for coming in. Anything else we need to say besides? Man, is it nice. The birds and the not driving and the not using of gas and all. There's a lot of nice things. There's a lot of good things going on now in the Alps. It's like I looked out the window and it's like watching the world without humans. And I know that sounds really bleak and terrifying to a lot of people, but it might be the most comforting thing I've ever heard. So, this is a song called Swallow Me Whole. Indeed, Swallow Me Whole. This is a song about how stories get twisted. Also an important thing that means something different than it did then. A jury signed and sealed and in a hurry. In the verdict lies a lesson. In the lesson waits a road. On the road sits an old man. From the old man comes the sigh. On the sigh hides a flicker. In the flicker a light's a burned. In the bird lies a silver tongue that swallows all its hurt.
Hello, sweet pleasure. Goodbye, divine. Oh, oh, oh. I'm just a fraction of uninterrupted mind. Oh, hello, sweet pleasure, goodbye, divine. Just so long as you send a shudder down my spine. Remember me to the water, remember me to the hills, remember me to the animal sounds and the silence of the kill. Remember me to the bare and the wasted, remember me to the gathering dark, remember me to the rising light that shows the siege on Mars. Set your hungry eyes on me, swallow me whole, swallow me whole. Set your hungry eyes on me, swallow me whole. Set your hungry eyes on me, swallow me whole, swallow me whole. Set your hungry eyes on me, swallow me whole, 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 swallow. Can we get some kind of effect that just makes like the screen go? We'll work on that for next time. The ending, we gotta like tap
No,
up.
Carl, let's go to the front and bow.
Oh, wait, here we are, yeah.
Yeah, hold on. And then it can cut. And then we say, hold on. Cut to the credits. My pants. Huh? Sorry. Animated credit sequence.
Thank you, Rabbit Radio. Carla, Matthias, thank you so much. That was amazing, beautiful, inspirational. When we're gathering in real life again, we can't wait to have you up to the hop. Thank you all for tuning in to Hop at Home tonight. We've got more programming the next couple nights and into next week. So check out hop.dartmouth.edu to find out what's going on. And stay safe, and thank you so much. Good night.